Knockouts are a terrible thing, but to be honest, it is the sight of one guy turning off the light to another that is one of the main reasons for the increased attention to boxing. The audience loves knockouts, not a boring romp of clinches which lasts all 12 rounds. And today we will talk about bright, lightning-fast knockouts, and of course their authors. The entry into the ring of the legendary Johnny Tapia has never left fans indifferent. On January 19, 2002, the smiling Mexican delighted the audience with a vivid massacre of the Argentine journalist Eduardo Enrique Alvarez. A beautiful combination of punches sent Alvarez to the knockout already at the 82nd second of the fight.
The biggest adjoining tattoo representing the gates of heaven. In his prime, the overall speed, the sharp counter-punching of Tapia. Busy, lots of combinations, and I think that's what you had as one of your keys to victory.
Well, you know what? Johnny Tapia is a terrific combination puncher. He has great speed with his feet, with his hands. He'll move in, move out. He'll hit you on the way in, on the way out. He's taking his time right now, and he's working with a guy who doesn't have his ability, doesn't have his experience, doesn't have his speed or his power, so he should be in the driver's seat.
Going hard to the body. Some of those being blocked on the elbows of Alvarez. Now he goes upstairs, does Tapia. He's got Alvarez pinned in the corner, and he is wailing away. All over Alvarez, smothering him.
To his credit, Alvarez is keeping his hands tight, blocking almost all of those shots, if not totally, partially. That one slipped through.
And down he goes. A thumping knockdown for Tapia.
Beautiful right hand to the temple, Steve. It slipped through, and I don't think he's getting up.
Tapia does a backflip to the background, and that'll do it. Alvarez is a nasty bellyache.
It was a beautiful left uppercut or his hook to the belly that got inside, slipped in.
On August 9, 2013, the rising star of world boxing Deontay Wilder went out to fight with former world champion Sergey Liakhovich. Few doubted that the 37-year-old veteran would become the next one from the list of victims of a promising American who completed all of his fights with knockouts. But few people thought that everything would end so quickly and brutally. Wilder once again confirmed his reputation as a ruthless knockout, destroying the Belarusian already at the 103rd second of the fight. The most powerful blow from the bronze bomber on the right literally cut down Liakhovich. Looking at the Belarusian boxer twitching in convulsions on the floor of the ring, it became uncomfortable. Fortunately, everything went well, and soon the veteran resumed his boxing career.
Down he goes. And it's over. Just like that. Hello. Goodbye.
Stay, Sergey. Sergey, stay. Don't move, buddy. You're okay. Stay right here. Stay right here.
They're telling Liakhovich to stay down. He wants to get up. He was shaking when he went down. Nervous reaction.
The legendary Felix Trinidad is rightfully considered one of the most formidable punchers in the history of boxing. On August 23, 1997, the Puerto Rican star made his debut in the first middleweight category. The opponent of Tito was the strong Australian Troy Waters, who unsuccessfully claimed the world title 3 times. The equal course of the cautious first round was broken in the 3rd minute by a deuce performed by Felix.
Dream matches, it really was.
Yeah. But Waters does have a good chin. He joked one reason why he got a steel plate in his jaw. He had his jaw broken 3 times, once in a car crash, 2 in fights. But Waters does look more physically imposing, but I don't know what that means against a guy like Felix Trinidad.
It means you take jabs an awful lot and better. It's like hitting the side of a building. It keeps popping. There's a nice...
Oh, wow. Down goes Waters.
The left hook on the temple.
Waters fell to the floor of the ring, and only at the expense of the referee's 9 managed to take an upright position. But the Puerto Rican did not let him go. A series of powerful punches, and the Australian found himself in the second knockdown, not having the time to rise to the end of the referee's countdown. A brilliant debut of Tito in a new category. It couldn't be better.
Again, with 20 seconds to go. 5, Here's Trinidad jumping up on the turnbuckle. He's out. It's over. It's over with 10 seconds to go in round one. Felix Trinidad has won the bout.
Doesn't get too much better than that, does it seem?
Well, Waters had a rough little match tonight. He didn't have a chance.
At just about the stroke of midnight, the witching hour took place, and there it goes.
All right, let's take a look at that. And we'll see this.
On September 12, 2015, in a battle of undefeated boxers, British crowd favorite Anthony Joshua brightly destroyed Gary Cornish. Already in the first round, the stocky giant twice sent his opponent to the canvas, and after the second fall, the fight was stopped. The timekeepers recorded 97 seconds.
Joshua looking very sharp here and nails it with a right hand inside the first minute. Cornish down, looking at his corner on one knee. It's the power, but it's the speed. I mean,
he get caught with a solid jab just before the right hand, and that set him up for it.
And the legs have turned to rubber. Joshua biding his time, and then unloading it, looking unsteady. Joshua looking to measure him up. Could this be gone in the first? He's caught him with another right hand.
Now the technique that Joshua's showing at the moment is terrific. You wouldn't believe only a dozen
fights. Turned into his quickest win.
On February 24, 1996, former world champion Oliver McCall skillfully dismantled the undefeated Russian Oleg Maskaev, ending the fight already in the first round. A brilliant combination by the American, a left to the body and a right to the head, followed by Maskaev's fall and the referee's call-off, all happened in just 98 seconds.
Condition to handle this straight-up guy. Oliver's an experienced guy, but you'll see him try to... Maskaev has that typical European-type style, straight-up guy. Open for the left hook, although they hold the hands very, very high. And he's getting a little bit of confidence as Oliver McCall comes in and he sees that he can't bang Oliver a little bit. Oliver's got to get busier with his hands and really establish himself here. And Oliver's a guy who kind of was slow starting against Larry Holmes, cautious against him. Had his best night ever when he knocked out Lennox Lewis in the second round of his fight. Big digging shot to the body, and down goes Maskaev. Maskaev put with the right hand, and Oliver dumped him. I don't know if this guy's going to be able to continue. His eyes are very, very glassy right now. His legs are wobbly, and referee Joe Cooper says, no, it's all over. And he did the right thing, because Maskaev's legs are certainly wobbled. Oliver McCall knocks him out in the first round with a right hand. So Oleg Maskaev, who hadn't been stopped in his career as a professional, is put by...
On May 19, 2012, the young Dillian Whyte confidently passed the test against Georgian Zurab Noniashvili. Zurab started the fight aggressively, but the Brit quickly cooled his fervor with counteractions and soon dropped him with a hard body shot. Assessing the Georgian's condition, the referee stopped the fight. The second hand marked 52.
Man from Georgia with one of those names that you dread as a commentator, Zurab Noniashvili, who is an interesting character himself. When he boxes in his home country, he does pretty well. When he boxes abroad, he does terribly badly. He's had 5 fights on the road, lost the lot. And here he is having his second attempt in the UK. His last one ended in defeat to Derek Chisora in 3 rounds. Dillian Whyte will want to make a little statement of his own here and try and get rid of this fella early. Oh, and he might just do that with a right to the body, and then he followed up.
That's dangerous. I mean, he was on the floor for that punch. Okay, it was a reaction. Thankfully, the referee doesn't look to be yet. He's very, very fortunate there. Terrific body punch that finished the job, but he landed the shot while Noniashvili, his knee was on the floor, but terrific body shot to finish the job. Terrific.
It really was. As soon as that landed, you thought
The good-natured and positive Frank Bruno outside the ring was a real nightmare for many opponents within it. On June 27, 1987, Chuck Gardner was not so lucky. A hard left punch from Bruno sent him into a heavy knockout already at the 55th second of the fight.
Looks more like an all-in wrestler than a fighter. He really does look ancient. Even what hair there is grey. And a lot of that 17 stone 4, you can see for yourself, is flab. And there's the first punch from Bruno, not a heavy one, but Gardner felt it. This fight being held in the Palais de Festival in Cannes, where they screen all the films during the film festival. This is the Grand Auditorium where they're fighting. It holds 2,400 people, and it's very close to capacity. That's a good punch, and that looks to me as though we may not see any more of Chuck Gardner of Minneapolis tonight. One punch, that's all it took, and he's out, and good and out. The man took 30 hours to get here. He arrived exhausted on Thursday night, had a nightmare journey. He clearly is underfit, and it only took one not terribly lethal-looking punch from Bruno.
February 13th, 1999. Vladimir Klitschko returned to the ring after a heavy defeat to the American Ross Purity. His opponent was the undefeated Montenegrin Zoran Vujicic. Despite the beautiful record, Zoran did not have a single significant victory in his asset, and it was clear that the fight was unlikely to last long. And so it happened. Already at the end of the first minute, the powerful attack of the Ukrainian boxer sent the opponent into a heavy knockout. Fortunately, the guy recovered pretty quickly, after which he congratulated Klitschko on his victory.
Hey! Step back!
Noch einmal zur Erinnerung, vor Kiew, da hat Wladimir Klitschko 24 Profikämpfe bestritten und 22 davon durch K.O. gewonnen, die anderen beiden über die Zeit. Und da fällt er schon. Zoran Vujicic, was für eine Rechte. Das ist aus nach Sekunden in dieser ersten Runde. Der Arzt muss hin. Ringrichter Arthur Allenson hat ihn schon bestellt. Hoffentlich geht es ihm gut, Zoran Vujicic, Gerd Jansen, der Ringarzt ist da. Und immer noch scheint er nicht bei Bewusstsein zu sein, währenddessen sich Wladimir Klitschko feiern lässt. Und ich habe es fast geahnt. Der war so konzentriert, so motiviert. Kiew zu vergessen, das ist die Aufgabe der Klitschkos. Auch Bruder Vitali hat es ganz schön mit.
On December 8th, 1990, the former champion, recovering from a heavy defeat to James Buster Douglas, entered the ring against former title contender Alex Stewart. Stewart was a very good boxer, besides having a powerful knockout punch. But to confront young Tyson on equal footing was beyond his strength. The fight was completed already in the first round, during which Mike sent his opponent to the ring floor 3 times.
That was a flush right hand.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's up just at the count of 9, Jim. How you feel, man?
Taking a good look at Cappuccino. He's going to let him go. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. If Stewart goes down again, it's over. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. If Stewart goes down again, it's over. And Stewart has quit throwing punches. You can see how wobbly his legs are. If he makes it through 1 minute and 20, it'll be a small miracle.
Let him go, come on. Stop punching.
That was a worthwhile grab. Tyson missed with a left that would have done it.
He's very calculating now, Tyson.
2 more right hands land.
All right, Alex, let him out, Alex. Stewart must land something or else it's just a question of a few seconds.
That'll do it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
They're
7,
forgetting that the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. This fight is over.
Well, Stewart said that Tyson was a mountain he had to climb. He just got knocked off that mountain. He just didn't have the style.
Shannon "Cannon" Briggs can rightfully be considered the king of knockouts. The power in the fists of the former world heavyweight champion is truly frightening. Of the 53 guys knocked out by the American, 37 were finished already in the first round. On May 28, 2010, a textured big guy with a famous hairstyle entered the ring against a fairly well-known journeyman, Rob Callaway. Among Rob's abusers were guys like Hasim Rahman, Ruslan Shagayev, Audley Harrison, and Jamil McLean. And only with McLean was he lucky enough to hear the final gong. True to his style, Shannon did not bother with such a rival for a long time. The fight was completed in the middle of the first round. During this time, Callaway managed to visit the ring floor twice.
It's over.
Ken Norton has always remained in the shadow of Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and George Foreman, although he was not inferior to the legendary Trinity either in skill or in charisma. Having suffered a very controversial defeat from the greatest in the final third match, Black Hercules undertook another campaign for the coveted championship title. His first opponent was undefeated puncher Dwayne Bobbick, who had victories over strong Scott Ledoux and Chuck Wepner. The Norton-Bobbick fight took place on May 11, 1977, and Ken vividly demonstrated the difference between a really great boxer and just a good one. The Black Hercules spent only 58 seconds on annihilation of the opponent.
And the light tan trunks and Ken Norton in the velvet blue.
Bobbick has a quick right hand. That's his best punch.
Norton's best punch is the right uppercut, but that's tough to deliver. He does not have the good straight right hand. His camp wished he would deliver it more. He does in his sparring, but he can't in his fight. There's that overhand right, and that hurt Bobbick. Bobbick is hurt from that overhand right, and now will have to hang on to survive. Norton on the attack. Bobbick was stunned by that looping overhand right, and Bobbick is defenseless. It's a long 2 minutes to go in round 1 for Dwayne Bobbick, and down he goes. I don't believe he's going to make it. 8, 9, 10. He barely made it at the count of 10. Bobbick is out on his feet with... No, that's going to be it. The fight is stopped right there. Ken Norton had just...
On March 21, 2015, the Finnish giant Robert Helenius encountered no resistance from Hungarian Andras Samor. Already at the start of the first round, Robert sent his opponent into a knockdown, then pummeled him until the referee called off the fight. The Finn took just 62 seconds for all of this. The terrifying punching power of Corey Saunders could be attested by serious fighters like Vladimir Klitschko and Hasim Rahman. On February 19, 2000, the former cruiserweight world champion Alfred Cole felt the South African's heavy fists. At the very start of the match, the aggressive Saunders sent his opponent to the canvas, then straightforwardly pummeled him until the referee intervened. The sniper took 73 seconds to annihilate his tough and experienced opponent.
He's going to put him away. He still hasn't recovered from that big left hand earlier on. Saunders only wants a jump.
That was a knockdown.
That big fella knows what to do.
6. This is not the strike that Al Cole planned. Big talk before the fight. He was going to take the fight to Saunders. It's been anything but.
Well, there's an explosive stuff up from Corey Saunders.
The referee taking a close look at this with his defenders in that corner run.
That's it, over! Great win there for Corey Saunders.
Well, would you believe it? That was dynamite.
Wow. Now, one left hook there, caught Saunders. He didn't know what, from Saunders, caught Carl. He didn't know what to do.
This is the man. Right.
Shannon Briggs holds the world record for the most first-round knockouts, with a total of 37. On April 19, 2014, the 42-year-old American scored a swift victory over the little-known Francisco Morelos. At the very start of the match, Shannon unleashed his entire firepower on his opponent, sending him to the canvas. Morelos showed no desire to continue, prompting the referee to call off the fight. Briggs accomplished all this in just 27 seconds. Why Vitaly Klitschko is called Dr. Iron Fist and not Dr. Octopus was made clear on January 25, 1997, to journeyman Mike Ackley. A powerful right hand to the base of the skull, and Ackley collapsed heavily onto the canvas until the referee's count ended. The second hand stopped at 32.
Пробить защиту. Удалось буквально за 20 секунд. Ну, вы знаете, слишком коротко. Удар очень жесткий в область виска, практически невидный, но когда противник падает вперед на лицо, не слышите недовольных зрителей. Они думали, что это действительно, это подставка. Это было не так. Многих, может быть, смутило то, что соперник был ниже меня намного, но я хочу сказать.
On June 3, 2000, the formidable David Tua vividly demonstrated why he is feared by many in the heavyweight elite. The experienced and tough Obed Sullivan, who had recently contended for the world title, was destroyed by a devastating series of punches from David in just 51 seconds.
Speed and quickness. One punch, power, stamina, and he cuts.
Obed's going to have to establish that jab immediately and get at least a small pound of flesh to get Tua off. Hit him with a right hand, stuff something there, and make him worry.
And Tua looking to make a major statement here. He just doesn't want to win. He wants to win impressively.
I don't think I've ever seen legs on a fighter that big. That looks like the foundations for the Golden Gate Bridge. I've never seen anything that big on a fighter. Bobby's got big legs, but nothing like that.
No, and I'll tell you what, they are really big. I've seen steel girders that are small.
Three stumps, and here comes David Tua, winging away left, right. Obed's in trouble, and down he goes.
Left uppercut on the inside, Steve. Almost lifted him off his feet.
6. And he's not getting up. 8. He put him down about 19 or 20 seconds in, and he may have matched the John Ruiz knockout. He's done it again.
An early evening at the MGM, maybe he could fight next week. Maybe he knew something we didn't know.
I'm not sure John Ruiz wants to do that again.
I don't think so.
On March 25, 1989, Michael Nunn defended the IBF middleweight title in a fight with ex-world champion Sumbu Colombi. The native of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, who was based in Italy, was rightfully considered an exceptionally dangerous opponent, whose assets included victories over such strong rivals as Mike McCallum and Iran Barkley. The result of the match was a real shock for many fans and experts. The challenger, who had never lost before ahead of schedule, was knocked out with a strong backhand already in the first round. The second hand froze on the number 88. According to the Ring magazine, this knockout was the best in 1989.
Basically just trying to get loose.
You see the confrontation of the southpaw Nunn against the conventional fighter Callaway. Their front feet will be nearly touching each other through much of the bout.
Now again, the southpaw stance of Michael Nunn and the height will bother Callaway a while. But you also have to watch how Callaway still punches. I mean, he moves extremely well. Good upper body movement.
Nunn stepped forward for a moment for the uppercut, but didn't really land it. It's been a jabbing contest so far with the early edge to Nunn. And down goes Sumbu Callaway after a major league left inside by Nunn.
It looks as though Callaway isn't going to make it.
And Michael Nunn answers a lot.
On December 9th, 2000, a rematch between Virgil Hill and Fabrice Tiazzo took place. In April 1993, in the walls native to the Frenchman, Hill won a split decision, defending the WBA light heavyweight title. The refight took place again in France, but already in the category of cruiserweight. A similar title was already owned by Tiazzo. The events in the ring were a real shock for the champion and his compatriots. At the end of the first round, never distinguished by punching power, Hill coolly sent Tiazzo to the ring floor 3 times. After Fabrice's third fall, the fight was stopped. If anyone had any doubts about the strongest in this pair, then this evening they disappeared without a trace.
So something that's very, very important for Fabrice Tiazzo. If he doesn't tire Hill out, if he lets Hill keep that distance and set the distance and control the pace, it doesn't work in his favor. He's got to make Virgil Hill get tired. Bobby, this is similar to the first fight. Oh, just like the first fight, but this time it's a left-right combination that downs the champion. But Steve, this wasn't a jab, and Tiazzo's not good. The Steve is unsteady. He got up rather quickly. Let's see how he recovers as Hill tries to finish him off in the first round. He goes down again. The quick knockdown rule is in effect. Time remaining 17 seconds. I said it before, I'll say it again. There's no way this is a 15-1 underdog here. 10 seconds to go. Big left hook to the head. Combination to the hand. And that's it. The referee stops the fight. A statement was made. Has stopped the fight. Virgil Hill is the new WBA Cruiserweight champion. Unbelievable.
Marvin Amazing Hagler will forever be remembered by his fans for his legendary fights with Thomas Hearns, Roberto Duran, and Sugar Ray Leonard. Rigidity, uncompromising in the ring, and a huge heart very quickly made Marvin one of the favorites of the public. March 7, 1982 entered the boxing annals as the fastest defense by Hagler of the WBC and WBA middleweight championship belts. The rapid development of events did not come as a surprise. After all, the challenger William Caveman Lee was significantly inferior to him in class. Already at the beginning of the first round, the powerful blows of the champion sent Lee to the ring floor. He managed to get to his feet, but was soon saved by the referee when he unresponsively missed Marvin's strongest lunges at the ropes. The timely stop of the fight took place already at the 67th second.
He's in trouble. A right hand, a left hook to the side of the head. And he is in serious trouble. A left hook to the jaw. Lee can barely stand. Another right hand by Hagler. Back into the ropes he goes. Hagler pounding Caveman Lee here in the opening round. Hagler said he didn't want it to go very long, and it's not going to go very long. It is over. Lee sags against the ropes. He's out of it. Marvin Hagler has knocked him out with 1:53 to go in the first round. And a crowd of people come storming into the ring.
Deontay Wilder is considered the most dangerous puncher in modern professional boxing. On August 9, 2013, the American vividly demonstrated that this high praise is well-deserved. Former world champion from Belarus, Sergey Liakhovich, was terrifyingly knocked out by a powerful right hand already at the 103rd second of the match. The spectacle was not for the faint-hearted.
And it's over. Just like that. Hello. Goodbye. Stay, Sergey. Sergey, stay. Don't move, buddy. You're okay. You're okay. Stay right here. Stay right here. Stay right here.
They're telling Liakhovich stay down. He wants to get up. He was shaking when he went down. Nervous reaction.
Yeah, that was scary. He was right in front of his parry.